The First United Church in uptown Waterloo holds a noon-hour concert series each week for free. Adrian checks out the Royal City Saxophone Quartet.
The musical art form of jazz began in the early 1900s in the southern United States. Today, it lives on in our own region through the Royal City Saxophone Quartet. So can you tell me a little bit about how the group came together?
Yeah, sure. We were formed in 1991 out of a bunch of us that were hanging around the University of Guelph, actually, with a few of the original members were students of the University of Guelph. So that's how the band started out. And now the Saxophone Quartet's made up of all professional musicians. The current format of the group, we all met. We were playing as part of the saxophone section in a local group here in Waterloo called the Wellington Winds. And so that's how the most recent format of the Royal City Saxophone Quartet is laid out.
What inspires you to play?
That's a difficult question. It's a lot of us just play. We just have this need to play. What inspires me to play, I guess, are some of the great players, some of the great saxophone players that I love to listen to. And so, you know, you're inspired to play every time you hear those guys play.
Can you tell me what your favorite memory is with the group?
We have had some great memories with the Saxophone Quartet, traveling down to Sedalia, Missouri, where we played as part of the Scott Joplin International Ragtime Festival there. And we have some great memories playing there to people who come from all over the world to hear ragtime music played, and most of the time down there, most of the people playing are piano players, and so they have something totally different when they hear us play because we're saxophone players playing ragtime.
So how would you describe the overall sound of the group?
We try for a fairly homogeneous sound of all the saxophones sounding fairly similar, but we like to, each of us has individual qualities in our sound, and so we bring different things to the Saxophone Quartet from our different backgrounds. And so we like the Saxophone Quartet when we play classical music to sound somewhat like a string quartet, but with that different dimension of the saxophones. And when we play ragtime, we obviously can't sound like a piano, but we want to sound like a ragtime piano player who plays it not like a classical piano player, but they play more of a boom chick, boom chick. It's more fun.
Can you tell me about your latest album, That's a Plenty? What can listeners expect to hear?
Yeah, That's a Plenty is our potpourri album. It's got a little bit of everything. It's got ragtime, classical, and jazz in it. And it's even got a rhythm section. We added a rhythm section to our sound, so it adds a fourth dimension entirely. So it is our most popular album to date, and in fact, Rick Phillips of CBC Radio rated it as 4 stars.
And when is your next performance?
Our next performance is coming up April 19th. That's a Sunday, up in Listowel, just north of Waterloo. And it's a 2 o'clock concert in the afternoon at a converted church at 311 Main Street, called Theater 311 is what it's called. And so that'll be a full concert, the Saxophone Quartet. We're going to be playing classical, ragtime, and jazz at that concert.
How can people pick up a copy of your CDs?
Our CDs are available for sale at various private music sellers around the area. Not so much at HMV or anything like that, but they're for sale at 12th Night Music Shop in Waterloo, the Elora General Store in Elora. We also sell them on the internet through our website, and we have 4 CDs out for sale.
Can people book you to play at private functions such as weddings?
Absolutely. We've played at quite a few weddings, private parties, retirements, family parties, corporate parties as well. And so yes, we do play, besides just public concerts in churches and other venues, we do play private parties too.
If you like jazz or you're just a fan of good music, listening to the Royal City Saxophone Quartet might just get your toes tapping and your fingers snapping.